Hey there fellow Redstoners, Charlie from Apple Games here, and today we're going over arithmetic logic units, ALUs. And what an arithmetic logic unit is, it's basically a unit that does arithmetic and logic. Out of arithmetic, it does addition and subtraction, and out of logic, it does AND, XOR, OR, and the inverse of those. Now, as the starter for this tutorial, I'll be explaining all of the functions and how they can work together in a simpler, much less worked through design. And if you want to see the better one, just skip to the time on screen now. So, this is the base of our first adder. As you see down here, this is the half adder, and that is the second half adder. How it works is that this is a basic XOR gate, and then it instantly powers into a comparator no matter the input. But if the XOR is active, it makes that not activate, which creates A and B. Over here we have A XOR B. To do that, and since that is a half adder, we just connect that. Well, we OR the ANDs, right, which is carry out, and we put the other XOR into another XOR, which has carry in right here, which is going to be output. And for A and B, I can just pull it out like that. For those of you that are confused, let's see this in action. Now, since we do need the carry to pass over the output, we will be using a system like this. It uses this type of stacking. As you see, those do not interfere with each other. Nor do these here. And that looks something like this. I redid this a bit so the comparator doesn't loop into itself and cause a clock. But this goes over here, under there, and it passes through. It goes 2 blocks up here, as that is required for the carries, as they don't get to the same level. So after connecting everything up, this is our ALU. Well, it's almost an ALU, it's not completely finished yet. As you see here, we have A and B, A plus B, and A XOR B. Adding a simple cancellation system on the 3 outputs, we are now ready to connect them together. How this will work is that AND plus XOR together will produce OR. We still need to, of course, invert this value. So for that, we are going to add an XOR right here. So after adding a few blocks to make it stackable, input inversion, and the output inversion, we are now ready to stack this thing. And as we will see, that is a mostly functional ALU. Now, why don't we give this thing a try? As you see, I've inputted the entire logic table 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 0, 0. Why don't we go try AND? And as we should see, only the top bit turns on. If you wanted to do, for example, NAND, you would just invert that output. Now, let's do 5 plus 3. We input 5, we input 3, and as you see, there is no output because we have not done addition yet. But then there is 5. If you wanted to do 5 minus 3, we simply invert the second input, so 3, and do the carry in. Now, while that is a very nice and simple way to do an ALU, there is many improvements that can be done, and we'll be going over that shortly. For example, this one uses carry cancel addition, and it also, well, it's way faster, and it reuses a lot of logic. Now, as the base of our ALU, we will be using a circuit like this. As you see, this is just a basic XOR gate with 2 small additions. The first one is an AND gate. It uses very basic logic. Basically, it modifies the XOR value output so that when it is OR, the XOR can cancel it. It's very simple. And as a second thing, we have this. This basically allows it to be an OR. The XOR turns into an OR. And this would be OR. And this would be XOR. Now, if we check this, that is XOR. That is AND. And if I simply turn on OR, you see that no matter what I do, the AND will not go off, and that will function as an OR. Now, how is this useful to us? Well, it's very useful. As you may or may not know, in carry cancel, 1, 1 would be starting the carries. But when we're doing logic, we don't want carries. So canceling this is perfect for us. Now, as you see here, I have connected the AND into a tower. And over here we have the NOT. The NOT is also going to be in a tower, going this way. So here we have the calculated carry and A XOR B. Now we could just XOR these, but actually that is wrong because the carry is for the next bit. So we have to take this input, well this output, and we have to shift it 2 blocks up. How we do this is just using glass. So that should work. So connecting the carries like that, I rippled it into the side so it's more compact. You can simply add another XOR, and boom, that's our finished LU. Now how does it work? It uses carry cancel. If you don't understand that, you can just check it on a different person's video. So, I suggest Matt Batwings. Now there's a few things that are missing, mainly control lines. So I'm gonna stack this and then we can check up on that. Now to check if we wired the addition properly, let's do 3 plus 5, which is 8. Now there is 2 more things we have to add. Firstly, a flood carry for the logic, and secondly, XORs on inputs A and B. Now this is a fully functional ELU. How do we prove that? Well, let's do a test. How would we do AND on this thing? First of all, we have to enable logic operations, which is by making this OR, which disables the carries. Now, if we invert both of the inputs, they're gonna constantly be inputting 1 until you input something into both of them. And if we invert the output by simply doing the FC, the flood carry, this is AND. So if we check, let's do, well, I didn't put the levers here, but there. We should see only the 3rd bit, as we see that is true, light up. Now how these operations work is with something like this. With just 3 XORs and an OR, this right here, you can simulate any logic gate. For example, this is A and B. This would be OR. If I attempt to invert both of these, but not the output, this would be NAND, and this would just be AND. Now a little bit of confusion may arise as of how we do XOR on this thing. As you see, I turned on addition. Now I'm gonna flood the carries, and I'm gonna invert B. This is our XOR, and as you do see, just 1 keeps it on, and both of them shut it off. Now, of course, there are ways to improve upon this ALU, but I personally hope you find this video useful and that you will grow up upon the knowledge yourself. That's everything I had to say about this for this video. Hopefully, I'll be having more videos coming out. I took a pretty big break, which is bad since I practically just started out, but we'll make it through it. We'll make it through. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye!